Hey folks, welcome to verifiedinvesting.com. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here. Now in today's video, I'm going to dive into the currency markets because there is something going on with the dollar, a potential mammoth breakout that if we get it, is going to change my perspective on the dollar versus other currencies. This is big. Now listen, it hasn't happened yet, but it's on the verge. Part of that is that the Fed came out and was more hawkish last week. That again kind of changed people's initial outlook, strengthening the dollar. And again, I want to just be clear on that. I don't trust the Fed, and I'm sure many of you guys are in that same boat. We know President Trump said he would only appoint someone who's going to cut rates. So them talking tough, I have a hard time believing that's going to be the real norm. But listen, right now, the dollar has gained traction. In addition, you throw in the unease globally, the asset markets, the risk asset like the AI trade starting to unwind, and the dollar is rallying. There's no doubt about it. It's pushing gold and silver down as well. So is there going to be a breakout? And we're going to take a look at the DXY. We'll take a look at the euro, the yen, the pound, etc. Let's jump right in. All right, so this is what I want to focus on. We have this pattern of resistance right up here, this zone of resistance, and it's basically from 100 to a 101.50 on the DXY. Now remember, the dollar, the DXY is the dollar versus a basket of currencies. So it's a basket of currencies, gives us a general prognosis of strength or weakness. Now, if we look at this, we're right at the high end of the resistance zone. So listen, great move up in the dollar. I mean, if we look at where the dollar was on May 6th, it was at 97.60 on the DXY. It's now at 101.40. So that's a great move, but I'm not yet ready to say we have broken out. And if you zoom out on this, look at how impressive this zone was and why it is great resistance here, as well as support. Here it was support back in 2023, all through 2023, and even into 2024 until it broke in 2025. Then it became resistance, and we can see again how it continues to hammer on that level. So it was support over here, and now it broke, and it's been resistance. But again, this has a history of going back and forth on this line. If we zoom out even more, we can see going back to 2015, this was resistance, right? And then it broke out in 2022 and became support. Then it broke below, became resistance. So it's just flip-flopping back and forth on this chart. And so again, this upper level around 101.50 is unbelievably important. Now listen, I'm just going to be frank with you guys, is that I'm not sure I buy the strong dollar narrative. And I say that because our U.S. government, listen, I'm not saying this is much different than any other government out there, but our U.S. government still is not taking the U.S. deficit or debt seriously. Interest payments are mounting $1.2 trillion a year just in interest alone now. And then you throw in a Fed that, again, while Kevin Warsh talked a tough game, I'm not convinced that he is going to be tough. I mean, we've already heard he's talked about, excluding certain outliers from the inflation numbers to make inflation look better. Well, that's a conduit to allowing them to say, oh, inflation isn't that bad, we can cut rates, right? I mean, so there's all these other things that while the market reacted negatively, the stock market reacted negatively by selling because the Fed was more hawkish, which is good for the dollar in the near term, I'm just not ready to buy it just yet. All right, so this is the DXY. We're watching this like a hawk, but let's look at the EUR USD here. I want to take a look at this chart, and this is very interesting here because the euro against the dollar, had this great trend line, right? And we saw the euro break out against the dollar, pull back, go up. Now it's curving back over. In fact, this could mean that we are going to see more downside on the euro and short-term relative strength on the dollar. But you know what? It tells us it's not long-lasting, meaning that if we pull back here on the euro USD here, this would then be a buying opportunity. All right, so in other words, the breakout has already occurred. It's natural when you break out on a chart, right? So let's just we'll just do this trend line, right? So it's flat, it's a horizontal one. So you're hammering on it, you break out. There's a tendency to want to come back to that same line before you go even higher. And I think that to some extent is what's going on here, is that the euro could be coming back here, but then goes up again. So that's kind of what I'm watching for, a potential trade if we can get back to this level. This would be just below 110 on the euro USD. Now let's look at the GBP USD and see what's going on there. Same thing. Look, this was a breakout. And so I take breakouts seriously just like I take breakdowns seriously. And I think any smart, technical, logical based trader does the same thing, where when you have a breakout, you don't just assume, oh, it's going to fail and come right back underneath. A breakout, when it's tried for years to break out, and if we go to the British pound USD here, I mean, look at this. This trend line literally goes back to 2015, hits again in 2021, hits again in 2024. I mean, here's 6 years between, and then 3 years between. I mean, that's impressive. And then look at how it respected it here and here. And so even if the British pound does weaken against the dollar and comes back to about 128, 128.5, to me, I'm buying that because this to me is a breakout. And what kind of pattern is this too, guys? Even if we were to come in, this move up with this, that's a bullish pattern for me. So what this tells me is, and again, I hate to be a doubter, a Debbie doubter. I know that's downer, but Debbie doubter, we'll call it. I hate being like that, but has the Fed or our government shown us anything different? Now you could say, well, in the UK, same thing, or in Europe with the euro, etc., or in anywhere. Good point, and I take that point, but the charts are telling me the winner and the loser here. And in terms of relative strength, and listen, the US certainly does have a lot more debt to GDP than Europe or the UK. Now Japan's a different story, right? I mean, that's way off the map. But with no fiscal responsibility and a Fed that I just don't buy that they're going to be as firm as they want us to believe, it makes sense that the dollar, even if it breaks here a little bit to the upside, is likely going to come back in. And let's be honest, I mean, even President Trump's talked about a weaker dollar and paying down the debt that way, right? And so that does lend me to think to buy in and go really, it just means that go with the chart. The chart has the probability behind it, and that would be a buy on the GBP down here at 128, 128.5. All right. Now, lastly, I do want to touch base on the USD JPY. Remember, this one's inverse. So as this goes higher, it means the yen is weakening against the dollar. And look at this. It's right at double top. My expectation here would be for a small backtrack on this. So in general, when you have a double top, it's very rare you break right out and you just go up to this line and you just blow through it. It's more likely, and again, I'm just telling you probability-wise what's more likely, is we have a pullback and then a breakout. And so we see this and then this, but this tells us that the yen is likely to weaken. So, and it kind of makes sense, and I've said this before in these currency videos, is that if you look at debt to GDP long term is like the fundamentals of a country. And the more debt to GDP you have, probably the weaker your currency becomes. And in this case, it's Japan first, and the charts are showing us the yen is going to continue to weaken generally against the dollar and the dollar yen is going to go higher. And then on the other ones, it shows us that Europe and the British pound are likely to strengthen against the dollar. And you know who's number two? Debt to GDP? The US is right underneath. And so that makes sense to me. All right, guys. I want to get going here, but thank you so much for tuning in and spending your hard-earned time with us here at Verified Investing, where we focus on the charts, ignoring the BS and the nonsense. You'll see all the narratives in the world. If you're like me, you get so fed up with all the crap out there, and I really want us to be here at Verified Investing, a beacon of just, this is what the chart says, and this is based off logic and probability. Done. Doesn't mean it's right all the time. It won't be, but at least the odds can be in our favor. May the odds be with you. Have a good one, guys. Take care.